Yo, what's going on? It's Dr. Syntax. Want to send a shout out to Played Out Radio.
Hello and welcome to Played Out Radio. You are joined with me, Simon Fowler, in Squared Roots, Mr. Finger Foods t-shirt outlet. I'm joined with Dr. Syntax once again on the sofa.
How you doing?
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Good, man, good. What's happened since we last caught up with you?
Blimey, when was that? It was about a year ago, was it?
I'd say about a year or so ago, yeah.
Well, to summarise, lots of shows, made some music, life in general, all that sort of thing.
Cool, man, cool. I mean, like, how's Pete as well?
Pete's alright. Pete's a very busy man. You know,
Yeah.
I have to book it. It's like booking a GP, speaking to Pete.
Imagine.
So we've been back and forth recently because we've just been getting our new album together.
Wicked. Yeah, what's that called? Wallop?
New album's called Wallop. Yeah.
Wicked.
I thought, I chose that name just because it sort of sounds like it's like a violent word, but in a fun way. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like someone gets walloped in a cartoon, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's like booze as well. It's an old-fashioned word for beer or something.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Wallop. What's not to like?
Exactly, and it sounds good, doesn't it? Rolls off the tongue.
Exactly.
So, if you had to choose your favourite track from the project, what would it be and why?
That's a good question. The whole thing about the sort of theme that we started with the project, rather than getting Pete to just give me a selection of beats that he thought would suit me, because that's how it will generally work. He does so much music and works with loads of different people, and if you listen to everything he does, he's got a lot of different styles.
Right.
So generally he will more or less have some beats in mind for me that he thinks will be, here, check these ones out.
That's nice.
But this time I said, don't do that. Just give me a cross section of everything you've been working with. I mean, because Pete, he's got his label N4. He's been doing a lot of jungle stuff.
Yeah, I've seen on
smashing it. He's become he was already a chart sensation, but now he's a viral sensation with all his video bits and bobs. With his with his Amiga and everything, Atari and the Amiga, he's got an Atari now as well. It used to be quite a sore point if anyone said, I like your Atari, Vince. It's like, it's an Amiga,
It's
mate.
an Amiga, yeah.
I had no idea that there was like a sort of beef between Atari and Amiga, sort of super nerds, but apparently that was. But he's bridged that gap now, he's got both. But,
nice.
But yeah, he smashes it out. But anyway, so that being said, he gave me a ton of beats to work with, and it's all over the place, really. It's in the best possible way. So there's hip hop, obviously. There's hip hop that sounds pretty traditional, and there's a lot of modern type sounding stuff, and there's also like quite sort of breaky type things, like hardcore,
bit of retro
old school
in
hardcore
there,
type things. Yeah, definitely. It touches a few different bits and bobs, but I mean, so it's hard to pick a favourite, really. There's one track on there with which is called Differently, which has got Illerman on there, who absolutely smashes it.
Yeah, he's a nice bloke as well. We've interviewed him.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Top guy.
I think the last time I actually saw you and managed to say hi, I think it was the Foreign Beggars gig at the Attic. No, Heng Shui gig at the Attic.
Yes.
They were supporting Foreign Beggars, I think it was.
That's right, and then they played with them, of course.
Yeah, and I saw, he jumped up on stage at one point, I think.
Yeah,
that was pretty mental.
Some old numbers,
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. I had a good old jig to that one, I have to tell you. Any interesting stories from the summer?
Interesting stories from the summer.
Something that you can tell on camera.
It's been my life is very respectable these days. Very on rock and roll. Nothing to get the tabloids in a twist. Had a good few festivals going on. Just a nice respectable handful. I kind of overcooked it with doing a few too many. A couple of Glastonbury was really good. But I did about 5 or 6 gigs. Which was a lot of fun. It was kind of one like solo one, and then did a few hosting things and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
So
mingling that.
Yeah, I've been living down in Bristol for the last couple of years, and obviously always do my thing with Pete, but also I'm quite keen to get involved with things going down in here, so I'm slowly doing things here and there and hosting a few sets. So shout out to Asbo Disco, did a few things with him.
Sweet.
And Dutchy as well, who's a local DJ, just sort of breaky, sort of dubby stuff.
Yeah,
it's really
so
sick.
you're generally keeping your ear to the ground of local talent and things like that. Is what, yeah, that's basically what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
just trying different things. Just trying to branch out a little bit, and then
Cool, man.
But Boomtown as well was really cool. But it was I don't know if you remember, the weekend of Boomtown was the big storm weekend where it was myself.
Loads got cancelled, didn't it?
Every event, every public event in Britain got cancelled except for Boomtown. They like pressed on.
Yeah, they soldiered on like.
It was just like it felt pretty apocalyptic, just sitting watching it. If
Waiting
you're
for it to
inside
happen.
like a big top, like if you're in a big tent and something's going on, you don't think anything of it. You're just in there. If you look at it from the outside, you're like, oh fuck, is that going to take off in a minute? There was a few moments like that, but it was all good.
Oh,
Storm passed.
Any festival favourites? Any of your favourite festivals that you've done? Rather, anyone that sticks
Whatever,
in your mind?
or this
no,
week,
like
this year,
this summer,
this
probably.
week.
This week.
Those two definitely, Boomtown and
Glasgow.
but also little ones like Big Love Festival, little one. That was really cool. Just what's the place called? Baskerville Hall. Where
I've heard of that, yeah.
Basketballs and all that. I think that's where Boomtown started. In fact, that was like
Oh,
tiny
right,
spot, but
so-
there's still like some good little events that go on there. But,
Yeah.
that was really cool. What else? What else did I do? I can't remember now. It's all a blur. I can't remember what I did.
It usually ends up being a bit of a blur, doesn't it? Festivals.
Yeah. I mean,
4 days, hours into like 1 day sort of thing.
as I say, I try to keep it relatively sensible now. But even if you say that, it's still festivals are just kind of alcoholism, the biggest alcoholism endorsement, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you just got up and was street drinking all day for 12 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, you pick with yourself.
Like
yeah.
but there it's totally fine. It's like, of course you do.
It's alright. It's 10
Right,
o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Stand us all round.
Yeah.
So, what would you say are your 3 essential festival items that you take with you? What is like your essential things that you bring with you at a festival?
Oh well.
I think everyone's got some, haven't they?
Yeah, a tent. That's a good start.
Yeah, or a van or
Some
something.
wellies. Yeah, that'd be better. I'm not
You
quite
used to
that
have a
pimping.
V-dub people.
That'd be good. I saw Inja recently, and he was asking. It was Bolter. I should shout out to Bolter as well. That was a wicked festival, but but we asked Inja if he was camping at Boomtown. He was like, "Nah, real bad man don't camp, fam."
Nah,
He's
yeah,
got
got a caravan, mate.
You are. Real bad man don't camp. Well, I mean.
Some of us still got to.
I'm not a real bad man, but I like to take they're out there in the elements. Why not? What was the other things? Oh yeah, you got to get your wellies on, and just your snack game. You need to have those little festival snacks popping.
Chocolate, essential, I find.
Yeah.
It's that little bit of a boost that you need. You know what I mean? When things are getting a bit low and your energy's a bit low, it's like bosh a bit of chocolate. For me, that's one of my essentials anyway. But it's not about me, it's about you. So.
Hey, no. It's an open forum. It's a back and forth. I also like chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate's good.
Kendall mint cake.
So, what artists or acts are you listening to currently? Any recommendations for our listeners or for our watchers?
So hip hop wise, I really like the new Murs album. That's really sick. Murs has got a new album with Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council, which is really sick. Like, just
People should check that out then.
yeah, just what's it called? The Odyssey is dead and the Iliad is over. But yeah, I've always liked Murs, but this for me is his best work. It's just comes straight to the point. Some real good themes. He's just a brilliant writer. When there's certain things that just make you want to go and write as soon as you hear it. Some things you hear and go, yeah, this is cool, but then some things
Some
you just
things
go,
are actually inspiring,
get your
like-
brain crackling, get
Yeah.
the atoms roaring.
That's good, man. I mean, if you died tomorrow, what do you think would be your greatest accomplishment?
Jesus.
I know that's a pretty open-ended question, but
Bleak. I don't know, man. It's not really for me to say. I could say, my musical legacy, but that sounds a bit up my arse, doesn't it? It's for other people to say, just having made it through to my late 30s.
to still be alive. Well, you wouldn't be dead, wouldn't you, tomorrow? You know what I mean?
That kind of undermines that.
yeah, exactly. Okay, what is your favourite non-physical attribute about yourself?
Oh, can I go back to the biggest achievement?
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
Pretty much 7 times out of 10 do a perfect poached egg at this point.
That is quite an achievement, man, because I struggle with that.
Some people would, probably counter that with their own. Everyone's very. Everyone's got an opinion on poached eggs, hasn't they? Everyone really looks at it and goes, "Yeah, but
is it too slimy? Is it too solid?
Do you put any vinegar in there?
Yeah, I've heard that vinegar.
Apparently it keeps it together. I don't know about that. I'm not so sure about that.
Not poached eggs.
You need the fresh egg. You need the fresh egg.
That's it.
Nice and shallow. Anyway, I'll get into that. That'll be even more controversial than Brexit and shit.
I think that's a whole other podcast as well. The whole poached egg business. So what social customs do you wish would just disappear?
Wait, did we miss one?
Yeah. Oh, did we? Okay, what is your favourite non-physical attribute about yourself?
Oh, Jesus. My favourite I just like how modest I am. Basically, that's my best quality, really.
Yeah, super modest.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, back to the social customs that you wish would just disappear.
I think I can only talk about it in terms of myself here, but it's a very British thing, I think, just doing the little sort of half-assed smile of acknowledgement, like just to people that walk by or things, it's not a blanket attribute shared by everyone in Britain, but it's definitely me. Just the sort of pass in the hall, like a friend of mine pointed it out, and she's from Serbia, and she just said, British guys, when you pass each other in the halls, you just do this weird little thing where you you don't want to acknowledge each other, but you just naturally. And I wanted to sort of argue, I was like, I do that all the fucking time.
It's like an inverted nod, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. You do the perfect little.
Yeah. Let's go.
Here. Off we go. Yeah, no one else does that. It's just us.
I think they should get rid of Halloween. I think it's pointless.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so there's sort of the big American bastardization of it.
Yeah, I think it's all very sort of it's sort of buy our stuff for a pointless thing, really. Well, then again, that's just.
I don't know. I generally get a gig on Halloween, and everyone gets a bit more kooky and dressy uppy.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, I'm not a big get a costume on guy.
Yeah, some people go the whole hog, don't they? Like, you know what I mean? Like, go proper in on Halloween. You know what I mean? That's why I think, come on.
Yeah, I'm not that guy, but I wouldn't want to take it from anyone. I mean, I understand the sort of super commercialization of everything.
Yeah, I think that's what does my head in about it.
What's the original Irish name for it? I can't remember what it's called.
Is it something like Old Hallows Eve or something like that?
There's something from Gaelic, and it's about sort of celebrating the spirits. And I'm going to butcher this, so apologies to anyone who's going. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But so yeah, there's obviously a tradition of I don't know if it was keeping the spirits away or appeasing them or something like that, and then obviously that just gets picked up in American popular culture,
turned into something else,
turned into sexy cat costumes.
Yeah,
the best. I was in a fancy dress costume shop once, and the best one I ever saw was a Second World War Cockney refugee costume.
Really?
And it was like a little Cockney urchin.
Oh right, so you're in a box ride, isn't it? Yeah.
Sort of po-faced child with a little flat cap on, sort of Oliver Twisty. It was just the wording of it. It was Second World War child refugee. That was it.
It's quite specific, isn't it? So, what are you most looking forward to in the future, and why?
Put my motherfucking album out. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
Which is exciting because it's nice to release new music into the world. It's also just. It's quite an anxious time for me when you're leading up to getting an album out and just trying to do it justice because you've done all the work, and then me and Pete, we never have our shit together months in advance. I heard somewhere you should have your album finished and ready to go 4 months in advance, and then get all your merch and your vinyl and whatnot. We never ever get that done. It's always like it's just fresh from the oven. It's a week before we finally get everything done. So it's served to the customer. Absolutely fresh.
But
It's coming out next week. It's coming out on the 2nd of October.
2nd of October, everyone.
So there we are. That's dropping. A couple of videos on the way as well.
Sweet.
And then we're on tour, so I'm looking forward to that massively.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
like a combination. There's a lot, there's all the anxiety that goes with all that. Will people like what you've done? And then also it's exciting to have new tunes to play live.
Yeah.
But it's like, get it all rehearsed, get it
That's
locked
it, yeah.
in, so but once you get that done and it happens, generally it's it's a cathartic experience. That's what it's all about.
It's meant to make you feel good, isn't it? You know
What else? I'm not really looking forward to winter, but it's you have to embrace the season, really, don't you?
Exactly.
There's autumnal hues out there.
Yeah, that's what we were. Me and Dee were doing some recent artwork for the Blast the Orc show that we do on Spotify. Just the update that we do. We have to update the artwork, and it was like, what should we go with? And it's just think autumnal. So that was it. That's what we went for, and it's we find that the seasons give us a jump off to go with, like a theme almost with our artwork and with our stuff. And do you find that with yourself as well? Do you think that the seasons affect the material that you write?
Yeah, I'd say probably. Yeah, I could definitely. I notice it more as I get older. Really, just the mood change.
Yeah.
As you get on, and just as soon as this time of year comes around, a bit more insular.
Yeah.
But I like a bit. I think spring is my favourite.
Yeah.
Of all the seasons. I know that wasn't asked, but I'm just going to put it out.
Oh, I know. It's nice to know, isn't it?
but autumn's all right,
Yeah.
Leaves on the ground, there's that smell in the air.
Yeah, that crisp sort of. Yeah.
Change. You have to take a mindful approach to it. Beat that seasonal disorder.
Accept it for what it is, isn't it? Really.
Exactly. What did you do? What did your autumnal approach to the artwork constitute?
Just basically the colours. Representing what sort of colours are around about this time of year.
Lots of
We've
mustards.
already got lots of mustards, lots of reds, lots of that sort of stuff. Oranges. It's just it just invokes something for us to go with the artwork with. So that's what we find anyway. But like I said, it's not about us; it's about you. And so I've got a question from a fan. So bear with. It starts with a statement,
Exciting.
and then it ends with a question. So bear with. During the course, this is quoting a question from a fan. During the course of a poem, the unfortunate Dr. Syntax stumbles into a lake while attempting to reach the perfect location from which to sketch a suitably ruined castle. Is chased by a bull and driven to distraction by the incessant bleating of sheep. Has Dr. Syntax ever experienced these things in his life?
So
that was from Anonymous in Bedford.
So this isn't about me. This is about my namesake.
Yeah, because
where
we
I
touched on
stole
that
it
last
from.
time, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So fortunately, I've had some country hijinks going on. I suppose we might as well recap that, even though we talked about it before. So the name Dr. Syntax comes from this 19th century character. I think William Coombe was the
that was it.
was the writer. I forget who did the actual artwork. It was almost like a comic strip back in the day. But yeah, so he gets into lots of unfortunate little scenarios, and that seemed pretty fitting.
Yeah.
But what was it again? So he got hit with books.
Yeah, he got. He attempted to reach the perfect location from which to sketch a suitably ruined castle. Is chased by a bull and driven to destruction by the incessant bleating of a sheep.
I mean, who hasn't had that happen?
Yeah, always.
I know there was one where
shocking.
he does laughing gas. There's this old picture of Dr. Syntax with his laughing gas out, but very strange.
Yeah,
that was going on in the 19th century,
so
crazy times.
Yeah, so I think we have come to the end of our questions.
All right.
We'd like to say that your album's out on the 2nd of
October.
Yeah, so if you're listening, watching, you should cop some of that.
And new single out this Wednesday. In fact, Mayhem videos dropping.
Wicked.
I don't know when this podcast comes out, so I probably messed up the continuity.
Oh, that's alright. No,
go on the internet and look for the Mayhem video, and then look for the Wallop album.
Wicked. Thank you. Anyway,
thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us, and good to see you again.
Nice one. Likewise.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Tune in next time, people. Hit subscribe.